though.
Let's.
For the people that think I hate on Common, I'm a huge fan.
We're about to give him some credit right now, I
As
think.
well deserved. My number one Common album is B. My number two, it's funny how this changed over the years.
It's
Like
funny how
Water
it
for
happens.
Chocolate. Yeah, my number two is Like Water for Chocolate.
Mhm.
My number three is One Day It'll All Make Sense because it's so close to Finding Forever. Number four is Finding Forever. And number five is Resurrection, which is closely followed by Dreamer Believer and, Black America Again. He has a really good catalog.
So let's unpack your list,
And
Fred.
I love Electric Circus on a personal note, but I'm realistic.
So you have B, like water,
One Day It All Makes
one
Sense.
day,
Finding Forever,
finding,
and The Dreamer Believer.
and the dreamer believer. No resurrection.
No, I'm sorry. Resurrection. Dreamer Believer would be my number six. Yeah.
Okay.
Resurrection's number five.
Okay. So we have the same five, but a different order. You know who this usually happens with?
Nas and Jay.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's where his catalog is actually. I was actually thinking it's like, well, who's got five albums like that?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, immediately I thought Nas, Jay, Scarface, Ghostface.
Yeah.
And then I thought to myself, what Scarface and Ghostface fifth best album look like? Because here's what I'll tell you. I got B at number one,
Mm-hmm.
like you. I got Like Water for Chocolate at number two, like you. We're flipped on the One Day It'll All Make Sense and the Finding Forever. I got Finding Forever at number three. I think Finding Forever actually might be. Finding Forever might be a classic and one of hip hop's most unheralded great albums, actually,
I
Mike.
think
And I
because of
want
when it came out, possibly. It
when
was
it came out,
following
and
B.
also because it's not as good as B, and B is
Yeah.
one of the best rap albums ever. So I'm going Finding Forever at number three, and One Day It'll All Make Sense at number four, and Resurrection at number five as well. But what I will tell you is that like, well, if you have Resurrection and I have Resurrection at number five, well, show me Ghostface and Scarface fifth best album because I don't think it's better than Resurrection, Mike. I don't.
Yeah.
And I
No,
love
that's
those
fair.
guys more than I love Common, but we're here to be honest and to be objective,
Yeah.
right?
His catalog's crazy.
And
Album for
so,
album. You know what I mean?
so here's what I thought of offhand. Well, it's like with Scarface. Well, I know the Diary and the Fix. Off top,
Yeah.
I'm thinking the Untouchable is going to be up there. The first one, Mr. Scarface is Back, is going to
I
be up
love that
there,
album.
and most people do. It's a classic. But once again, we're at four. What's Scarface's fifth best album?
Okay.
And is it better than Resurrection? Because I was thinking like, well, is that My Homies? It's like, oh, well, My Homies isn't better than Resurrection.
No.
Is Deeply Rooted better than Resurrection?
No.
No. Emeritus or Made?
I love those albums, but no.
I love those albums, but are they better than Resurrection?
Let me
Because
get to the
answer
super
is
chat real
probably no.
quick.
Go ahead.
Joshua Stone says, "What's better? What's the better run? RZA with the 36 Chambers to Wu Tang Forever, or Kanye from Dropout to My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy?"
RZA. Next. Not
I
gonna talk about it. He made
mean,
Purple
I
Tape
don't know,
middle
man.
school.
B's in there, man. So it's like you got B and Find the Forever in there, and then you got all of Kanye's solo stuff.
No,
So
I'm okay. So like
it's
you're talking about top 20 rap albums versus top 40 rap albums, though.
I
That's
don't
what I'm
know, man.
saying.
It's not as easy open and shut cases, we're making it seem. Now, I get it. Liquid Swords,
No,
only built for Cuban links and Into the 36.
well, that's the end of the discussion,
But
Mike. Those were the words I was about to say.
no,
It's like,
not when you got College Dropout, Late Registration, B, then you got, like you said, Finding Forever, then you got Graduation, then you got 808s, and then you got My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. I'm just saying.
it's not enough, Mike. Those three projects alone are enough to carry RZA because it's like, well, you don't have anything better than that, or and the closest thing that you have to it Like, how about this? If you were to tell me that the college dropout is better than Liquid Swords, you're talking about importance. You're not talking about quality.
Where? All
Like,
right, look, forget Kanye. Well, let's talk about B.
let's talk about.
Where do you place B in all of that mix when it comes to the Wu Tang efforts?
Okay, so
The Wu Tang efforts that are in that time frame. Where do you place B?
B would be the fourth best album. So it's
See, that's
not
the
better than Enter
problem.
the Wu Tang. It's not better than the Purple Tape. It's not better than Liquid Swords, but I do think it's better than Iron Man.
If you
And I do
believe
think it's
that,
better than Return to the 36 Chambers.
if you believe that, that's the problem. When we talk about Common's consistent catalog, it's like I get it when you said that Resurrection's 5 and not a lot of people have a better fifth album than that. But when his best album falls in that place, that's kind of the
No, there's
problem.
nothing. I mean, no, there's nothing wrong with that. That's what I mean. Is that like, well, how about this? I don't have B too far behind Reasonable Doubt, and that's Jay's best album. Like, I have Reasonable Doubt as like a top 20 to 30 rap album, which is where I have B. So I could say the same thing about Jay, except for nobody would say that about Jay.
I
So
think
it's
B
like
is better than the
I'm not
Blueprint.
knocking him when I say that. It's like people understand it's really hard to make Illmatic in Life After Death in Doggy Style. It's like super fucking hard unless you have like, I don't know, an army of MCs like the Wu-Tang Clan, Mike. It's hard. So it's like I have J and I have Reasonable Doubt and B in comparable zones. So it's not outside of the realm.
Is B better than the Blueprint?
Yes.
I think so.
Actually, if I actually have it ranked, I probably have, if we're doing top 20 rap albums of all time, I probably have Reasonable Doubt like 19, 20, 21.
But this
like,
is the thing. And if somebody said that the Blueprint was better than B, I could understand because you got songs like You Don't Know, Song Cry, you got songs that are home runs.
Listen
Heart of the City.
Say. I have Reasonable Doubt like 20-ish. B would be 25-ish. Well, the Blueprint is 30-ish. So if you told me that you preferred Blueprint to the B, well, it's like we're only going about 5 or 6 slots back.
Okay.
And so the drop off, what I would tell you is that, well, Jay has Reasonable Doubt and the Blueprint. Well, that's 2 top 40 albums easy. Nas has Illmatic and It Was Written. Well, that's 2 top 40 albums easy. Common has B. He only has one type of one. You feel me? But when you go to the other 4, it's like when you start looking at the other solo artists, it's like, well, I'm gonna tell you what. Outside of Ghost with Iron Man and Supreme Clientele, nobody really has it like that outside of Jay and Nas, except for when you want to go to Big with his 2 joints or Ice Cube. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, so it's rare air where you make 2 albums that are really top 50 albums. Like literally, it's Snoop Dogg, Nas, Jay, Ice Cube.
Ethan Hill says, "Moved on, really? The Eminem disrespect is crazy." Yo, you see that that
no,
Jeopardy?
It's not. Y'all are crazy.
No. Yeah, I'm gonna address that. You see that Jeopardy clip where the lady was asked a question that was clearly, Public Enemy was the answer. She said Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
I saw
She
that.
said Marky Mark. Somebody said, that's how Eminem fans answer hip hop questions. It's cool, Eminem fans, show everybody that you're able to go on to other hip hop conversations. We can't talk about Eminem the whole 3 hours. You have to have more of a vast hip hop palette than that. We're talking about Common. We're talking about Kanye. We're talking about T.I. Eminem was the first person we covered, right? Could they not chime in on these parts of the conversations? We gotta advance our palette, Eminem fans. It's okay.
I mean, no, this is what I mean. Like, see, when you let people into the barbecue, there's an entitlement that comes with it. So I'm not going to speak. I bet you the demographic of the people that are making these comments that won't stop, I bet you they don't come from where I come from. I bet you they don't come from where you come from. You get what I'm saying? So they come in here and they try to audit things for their man. Like, it's not going to play well in here. What I need you all to do is to let Eminem go and start talking about T.I. and Common's catalog. If you're not privy to T.I. and Common's catalog because the only rap that you really listen to is Eminem, well, then be quiet and take notes and learn something. You might actually find somebody new who you like. So what I'm going to offer you is the opportunity for those of you who support Eminem so much is to actually spread your wings and listen to other great artists right now who we're talking to.
Because we're talking about some really great music that was made.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you this, though. Supreme Clientele. And I don't know if this is too far off subject. But
Even if it is.
I feel like the best albums of the early 2000s for me, Supreme Clientele, B, and probably the Blueprint in that order. And
Get
maybe
Rich or
stick.
Die Trying would be right there too.
I think that the Blueprint's better than Get Rich or Die Trying to me
Correct.
personally.
But it's right there.
So I was gonna ask you, what is the better album between Supreme Clientele and B?
The Supreme Clientele.
I think so too. Is Supreme Clientele better than Reasonable Doubt?
Yes, it is. I have
I
Supreme
think so
Clientele
too.
as a top 15 rap album all time. Specifically, how about this? You know how I feel about Liquid Swords? I have Supreme Clientele slotted one slot ahead of Liquid Swords because I understand in modern day times what that album really is and what it really means. I think Supreme Clientele is the best. Supreme Clientele is the best rap album of the last 22 years, Mike.
I think so too. I told you when I heard The Pimp a Butterfly, and I've said this on the show before. My first reaction was like, "This is the best hip hop album I've heard since Supreme Clientele."
You're right.
And with that being
I
the
agree.
barometer, we don't talk about Supreme Clientele enough. Well, so yeah, I've never heard it talked about in the terms of it being better than Reasonable Doubt, but in my mind,
It is.
it is.
It is.
And I know that we
first
hold.
of all, production wise, it's blowing Reasonable Doubt out the water.
Oh,
Production wise.
now that I agree with. You've
Production-wise-
been very critical on Reasonable Doubt's production. I don't totally agree with that, but yeah, you're right about that one. Supreme
A
Clientele.
street sweeper on the production of Reasonable Doubt. Blow. The
Yeah.
block is cleared.
I mean,
All right?
from Nutmeg to One to Ghost. I love Ghost Dini. You don't love Ghost Dini like I do, but yeah.
Not like you do.
I think
you
the
wanna
problem
talk
with Ghost
about-
Dini is the fact that there's an original that didn't make the album, and a lot of people heard the
Literary
original.
devices. We're
And
talking about some literary devices.
man,
Wu Banger 101. You want some literary devices? Go to Wu Banger 101. Can I interest
Mighty
you in
Health.
Buck 50?
Buck 50.
We made it.
Crazy.
Malcolm, Shay Shay Lagos,
Yeah.
Apollo Kids. Apollo Kids is one of the weakest songs on this album.
That's crazy. It's insane,
When the fuck is
man.
when the fuck has a Ray and Ghost Perry been the weaker point of an album? Because this is the only time that it happens. It's
Yeah.
on Supreme Clientele. That's what I tell people. It's like, you want to know how great Supreme Clientele is? Apollo Kids is an afterthought. It's the first single.
And it was the first thing. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. And it was the first single.
It's one of the worst 5 songs on there.
And it's a great song.
It's a great song.
Try Me with the super chat says, Pearl character holding his belly, laughing out loud. I think that was
You don't want
that
none of
was
that.
that was a sticker that was sent. That was the description of the sticker. Unknown Name says, how do y'all feel about Ghost saying that he was just putting words together on Supreme Clientele? You know what? Those are some things that, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you guys. I never wanted to know, man. Like, that really crushed a lot of my childhood dreams right there, man.
I don't totally believe some of that either.
I don't want to believe it.
I-
If a person says it, I guess I'm inclined to believe it, but yeah, I don't want to believe it either.
Ghost would never want. Okay, so like,
Because I
They're
made
the-
sense of it.
well, they're the Wu-Tang Clan too. It's like, I want you to tell you something. You know somebody who's never really broken down their rhymes or their rhyme schemes, or why they rhyme the way they do, or how they work? Ray and Ghost, like
Yeah.
never.
Yeah.
So when he's like, "Oh, I just thought of something," it's like, "Oh no, easy way out."
Yeah, it's
'Cause he's
kind of
not-
like
they're-
Jay telling
they're-
us he just woke up at 4:44 a.m. and wrote the song,
Right.
and that's why the out. Yeah,
You're not getting into that chamber. You're
Yeah.
not getting.
I'm
into
not
the
giving
Ray
you
and
that
Ghost thought
information,
Process.
yeah.
I'm not giving you. So when he said that, it's like, oh, you're just not giving up the thought process to it, because there's a thought process to it.
I
Tell
agree
me.
with that because it sounded like it made too much sense.
We at the weed gate waiting for Jake. We want 8 ravioli bags. No. He's speaking in euphemism and alliteration and no.
Yeah.
He's speaking. He talking in code. They talk in code specially.
Because even the way that he started off Mighty Healthy, damn, what did he say? How did Mighty Healthy start off?
Dang.
Mm,
Cowboy Rusty Rap.
Nah.
Hammer Game Trusty. I don't know. How's it?
Oh.
Oh, man. They heard Mighty Healthy.
No, you know how it's at the tip of your tongue. LP with the super chat says the kids with the most knowledge will attain the touch top dollars. Ghost Dini is fire. Hold me down. Hand me my cake. Dusty Baker activate. Fuck your corny debates. I'm like, wait, yeah. Still don't think it's better than Reasonable Doubt though. Y'all tripping. I
No,
actually
that's what he
do.
said. Both hands clusty,
Yeah,
chilling with my man Rusty. Low
yeah.
down, blew off the burner, kind of dusty.
It makes
That's what
sense.
I'm
He's
saying. It's just
talking
like, no,
about
no, no,
Old
no, no,
Dirty.
go. You're in
Yeah,
extreme.
both hands crusty, chilling with my man Rusty, low down, blew off the burner, kind of dusty. The world can't touch ghosts. Purple tape. Ray co-host. Monty. Yeah, intellect tech bro. Uh, I was like, Wild Stone Cypher. Thought I was Michael and rest. I'm on the spot. LP with the super
West
chat
Brighton
says,
pool. Now I'm into iron duels. Has
yeah,
in duel of the iron mic off
exactly.
liquid swords.
There's
Don't
breakdowns
tell
for
me
all of
he's
them.
not thinking. That's what I'm saying. Don't tell me it don't mean like he talking about I'm in the iron duels. Has in duel of the iron mic off liquid swords. You got to catch these guys when they be talking. They don't just be saying nothing.
LP says Jurassic plastic bag booby trap. He was high as fuck. You want a tab off of me? Bung bung bung.
Your head went wrong, wrong, wrong.
Stapleton where the ambulance don't come. Great album. Okay.
You know, my favorite part of Supreme Clientele is actually on there where he's like, shut up before you get your little thick ass tossed up.
Not the Dragonfly Jones reference.
I love it.
I was just watching Dragonfly Jones.
Oh, it was great.
Jay Short with the super chat says, "Last of a Dying Breed is Scarface's Dark Horse."
There
Great.
we go.
Yeah,
that
I
would be
agree
the
with
fifth one.
that. I agree.
Okay. I'll take Last of a Dying Breed over Emeritus and Made and Deeply Rooted.
I don't take it over Resurrection, though.
But I don't take it over Resurrection. And so that's what I'm saying is I was actually about to say Common might have the best top 5 catalog outside of Nas, Jay-Z, and maybe KRS-One. What say you if we put KRS? Because you keep the BDP and KRS-One
and I think
catalog.
we should keep the BDP stuff.
Right. So we have Criminal Minded, By Any Means Necessary, The Blueprint, Edutainment, and Return of the Boom Bap or KRS-One. What do you prefer? I actually prefer KRS-One because it has All Yeah, MCs Act Like They Don't Know, and Rappers Are in Danger on there. I think The Truth is on there too.
Say all those again.
Huh?
Say all those.
Free With Me is on KRS-One album too.
It's a good album.
Return of the Boom Bap's got Black Cop. Sound of the Police.
Boom. Yeah.
I'm a blunt getting smoked and I can't wake up. Yeah.
The L Web 100 says, I'm going senile, or did y'all say that Get Rich or Die Trying is better than the Blueprint? No, I said the Blueprint's better than Get Rich or Die Trying.
Better, but it's in the wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Wheelhouse. So that's what I'm saying. So listen to what I'm saying. That's where Common's catalog is. Common's catalog is like, well, you got to talk about.
It's very KRS-One-ish, right?
Huh?
It's very KRS-ish, right?
It is. I don't think it's Nas or Jay's catalog because the high-end classics aren't as high because he just has beat.
But the consistency is there, though. I think his 5 are more consistent. Because Jay's 5 off top would be Reasonable Doubt, The Blueprint, Black Album. Then you're kind of going to go...
You're going to
in
go
my
American
opinion, I'm going
Gangster,
Volume 2 American Gangster.
I think you're going American Gangster. And depending on where you want to go, if you want hit making, Jay, Volume 2. You want 97 Ho, you go Volume 1.
Yeah.
So you want the rhymes or you want the hits?
Volume 1's not Resurrection.
But those 5, but that's what I'm saying though.
Yeah.
Even Jay, it's like the great ones, the really great ones. It's like, well, you get to that 4 and then that 5th one, it's like, just like we doing with Jay. Common's 5 is solid, and going into his 6th and 7th, it's very KRS-One like. So what I would tell you is that he might have as a solo MC. Top 5 catalog, because you can sit him right next to Jay, Nas, KRS-One, Ghostface, and Scarface, and those would be my top 5 catalog guys.
Because Nas is Illmatic, It Was Written, Stillmatic,
Boss Tapes,
Magic, possible.
We're not doing that. We're not doing that. The album hadn't even been out for a year.
You're not gonna put Magic there?
No, hadn't been out for a year.
KD too.
On December 24th,
even if those are the things that we are doing.
On September of this year, we'll have a conversation about where KD2 is in Nas's catalog after it actually survives a year. Can we let it survive a year?
Those are strong albums, though.
When it's December 24th, of this year, we'll discuss Magic, where we're going to slide it into Nas's top 5 albums. Right now, seeing how those albums aren't even a year old each, respectively, and we're going to be fair and objective here. Illmatic, It Was Written, Stillmatic, Lost Tapes, Godson. Which I still think is better than everybody else's stuff. If you want to put Magic and KD2 in at 6 and 7, you can do that. But we're not putting nothing that hadn't been out in no year in no top 5 of anybody's catalog.
I'm not a huge Godson fan like that.
Huh?
I'm not a huge Godson fan like that.
It has made you look and get down, get over it.
I love those records. But
Book of Rhymes with Alchemist.
It's cool.
I like Book of Rhymes. Mastermind.
It's cool.
You're the one that tried to clown me for not liking I Can like that. How do you feel about I Can?
I Can. You know what, man? Me and you worked at Dave & Buster's back then, actually. They used to play that shit over and over and over and over. I can't knock I Can in a vacuum, but yeah, I just got tired of that record.
I'm going to tell you what my real problem. There's 2 problems on Godson. One is the cross produced by Eminem, because the rhymes on there are dope. That beat is terrible.
Oh, you know.
Second part is Zone Out, because the Zone Out beat is actually dope. The Zone Out beat's actually dope, but he put the Bravehearts on there again, as if he didn't learn from Braveheart Party on Stillmatic. How did that go?
It's always the Bravehearts. What do you think about Life Is Good being over Godson? You don't think that? Some people in the chat are saying that. No?
You want to know what? Here we go. I'm going to give people something. You want to know what? I've been actually doing some Life Is Good listening lately. If you feel like Life Is Good is better than Godson, I'm not going to argue with you anymore about it. It's just really, really this, Mike. Get Down and Made You Look literally blow everything on Life Is Good out the water, so it's hard. But objectively, as a project from beginning to end, had to listen to it beginning to end for the first time in a long time. Life Is Good is pretty great. If you want to put it ahead of Godson, I'm okay with it. You understand there's no Made You Look or Get Down on there, though, right?
But I think that the thing about Life Is Good and what makes Life Is Good so appealing is the fact that it was one of the first mainstream artists in hip-hop's attempt at making some grown man hip-hop.
Well, no, it's grown up.
Yeah.
When on the intro, the no introduction, he even talked who wasn't the most faithful husband. I'm like, oh, rappers don't talk like this.
Yeah.
You know?
Not people who are trying to get the top spot, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, it was always, and again, somebody could put in the chat again, people like Talib, Most, Common, Black Thought, they've always talked like this.
Hold on, didn't No ID do stuff on Life Is Good?
Uh-huh.
That's my problem with Life Is Good is really the production. I just prefer the production on Godson. Actually, I thought Salah and Alchemist and them did a better job with the beats.
I think when Nas and Salam really connect, they knock it out the park.
The Don.
Yeah.
Nas a Don, Nas a Don, Nas a Don. Like, Nas is spitting on there.
Yeah, when they connect, it's crazy.
See, I like it. Salah gets Nas to spit. That's what I will say.
Mm-hmm.
He gets Nas to rap. He does do that. He brings out the rapper in Nas.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but Common's catalog is right there, man. Like, it's right there. Like, you can sit it. So, I mean, what we got for Ghost? Hold on. What's Ghost's best albums? Iron Man, Supreme. Hold on. So just real quick, because we went through Scarface. So what's Scarface 5 best albums? We know The Diary, The Fix. I think The Untouchable. Mr. Scarface is back.
Yep.
We would go Last of a Dying Breed over Emeritus, Made, and Deeply Rooted, right?
Yep.
So that's his 5. Is that better than Common's 5?
I don't think so.
Me neither.
It's close, though.
It's close. Let's go to Ghostface. I think
Ghost at this point.
Actually, when we're having this conversation, Ghost might be the one losing in this because I thought, well, you got Supreme.
I got Supreme. I got Iron Man. And I got Pretty Tony LP is my 3rd.
I can't do that.
Bulletproof Wallets is my 4th. And
why don't you like Fish Scale, Mike?
Fish Scale is going to be 5.
Ghost shit might be better because it's like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not big on the Pretty Tony album like you are. I'm like you. I got Supreme, then I got Iron Man, but after that, I actually got Fish Scale, and then I got Bulletproof. I don't love the Pretty Tony album at number 5. The Pretty Tony album at number 5 is definitely not better than Resurrection to me. How about this?
Yeah.
Those last 3 Ghost albums,
Mhm.
those last 3 Ghost albums aren't better than Resurrection to me. Like Fish Scale's not better than Resurrection.
Yeah.
Pretty Tony album's not better than Resurrection. Is that fair? Bulletproof, maybe.
But the top 2 are killing the top 2.
Top 2 are just.
Michael
That's
Williams
what I'm
with the
saying.
super
So hold
chat.
on. So this is what I'm saying. So it's like, well, if Supreme's a top 15 rap album.
Mm-hmm.
B's a top 25 rap album. Well, it's like, well, Lock Water for Chocolate and Iron Man are in the same realm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael Williams says, "Life is Good is the pinnacle of grown man sophisticated rap. It's the blueprint for 444. Pun intended."
No, it's not the blueprint for 444. I'm going to tell you something that Uncle Fram always that just brought up to me recently. We don't have to slight Jay to give Nas his props. It's not just the blueprint to 444. It's actually just the blueprint to modern day grown man rap. It's not just Jay thing. So we got to stop referencing it and contextualizing it directly in relationship to Jay. It's like, no. Life is Good. I always told people, it's like, when I heard the Blueprint 3 and Life is Good, I was like, this is what grown ass men sound like rapping. And they're pulling it off well. Like, it was boring before. They made it unboring.
Yeah.
You know?
But they got interesting lives too, and they're great. Damian Jones says, "Coop, trust, Roses and Nasty are better than Get Down."
No, they're not. It's fucking absurd that you would say that.
Unknown Name says, "Scarface's The World Is Yours album is great."
It is. No, The World Is Yours, the second one, the one with Let Me Roll?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
The LW100 says,
Good, but it's not great.
Nas was spitting pure emotion on God's Son. Dance is a Pac level emotion.
I actually don't love Dance that much. I love Heaven, though. If Heaven Was a Mile Away. The ending? Oh, yeah, Heaven's dope.
Man, let's get up out of here, man. We covered a lot. I think we hit everything on the list.
Let's say we got everything?
Yeah, we're like 3.5 hours in. Get ready for the fourth.
We said we need to start ending it with giving people the opportunity to send some final thoughts in via Super Chat about anything that they felt like we didn't cover that we need to cover.
Okay.
We want to start opening that up right quick, and then we'll fade to black.
Yeah. So what, we're going to just do a Super Chat rundown?
Yeah. Just if anybody has anything that they feel like that we needed to cover that we didn't cover.
Okay.
We just want to start leaving the stage open. One of the followers actually said, like, hey, like, when y'all get done talking, y'all need to start leaving the floor open to Super Chats just for whatever anybody wants to talk about to wrap up the show. I just stepped in the comments for the first time. I see somebody, Ice Cube got 5 better. Like I said, Ice Cube would probably be the guy. Ice Cube doesn't have 5 better. So here's what I'm going to tell you. And here's why Cube's not in this conversation, because Cube's 5th best album is probably going to be War and Peace Volume 1.
5 is difficult to get to.
5 is difficult to get to because he's got America's Most. He's got Death Certificate. He's got Kill at Will. He's got The Predator. And then pause.
And even with that being said, man, with 5 being so difficult to get to, we got to give Kendrick Lamar his props.
No, I've always told you, the conversations that Kendrick is in, he's not in there as a lyricist. Like, notice when we were talking about Lupe, I didn't reference Kendrick at all. Okay?
Yeah.
I did reference Black Thought and the Jizza and Nas and Rakim. So I hope people understand, like, who Kendrick is, like, lyrically, even though he's so lyrically inclined. There are levels to this, even all-time levels to this. He's always been in the all-time conversation about his album making. And I told you he needed to make another great album to validate his tenure or lack thereof. Yeah. Kill at Will is an EP. It still counts the same way T.I.'s The Nick cost. Kill at Will's longer than like half the rap albums that get made today. But that's neither here nor there. I'm just in the chat for the first time, so I'm seeing what Ethan had to say about Kill at Will as an EP.
Yeah,
but do you understand what I'm saying when I'm kind of like breaking it down in that manner?
Yeah.
It's like, well, I love Cube. Mike loves Cube more than I do. Ooh, yeah. Mike, today in Atlanta while I'm riding the Stone Mountain, Real Nigga Roll Call came on. Put that thing on repeat like 4 times. That's some of Cube's best stuff. I was actually thinking about it. I'm like, hold on. I'm like, this is top 20 Cube verse stuff right here. Just one of his 20 best verses is in verses on Real Nigga Roll Call.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I'm a friend, nigga. You's a pretend nigga. Smiling grin, nigga. I hate a false nigga. Diana Ross, nigga. So if you lost, nigga, come meet the boss, nigga. Like,
Cube was going in. He
oh,
sound good over the Lil Jon shit.
it's pretty gangster. Accident murderers is not greater than Get Down. Get to that last super chat by Jay Short and let's get out of here with that crazy
Jay Short
talk.
says accident murder greater than Get Down.
Rick Ross's verse is
The world's an addiction.
I like The World's an Addiction with Anthony Hamilton. It's not better than Get Down.
All right, well, we're going to get down and get up out of here, and y'all have a happy 4th and all that. Get some barbecue, and we're going to holler at y'all.
Man, he said, I went with some Crips down to a Crenshaw funeral.